Good morning. Hey guys. Today we're going to talk about making predictions. Making predictions when reading is an important reading comprehension strategy. In this lesson, we will discuss why it is important and how to model and practice it. The importance of making predictions. If you were to have your poem read, the lines on your poem would be examined to predict what will happen to you in the future. When a reader makes predictions about a novel or textbook, specific details from the text are used. Predicting is a reading comprehension strategy that readers use to anticipate what comes next based on clues from the text and by using their prior knowledge. From the second a reader sees the title of a text, looks at a picture on the cover, or reads the first line, prior knowledge from what they've learned and or from life experience is used to make predictions or educated guesses. Predicting is an ongoing process that keeps the reader engaged as he or she tries to figure out what is coming next by making new predictions. He or she is also revising old predictions as more information is gathered. From beginning readers to adults who've been reading the majority of their lives, predictions help keep readers focused and motivated, and it shows that they understand what they are reading. More advanced readers make predictions very naturally before and during the reading process, much like when someone watches a movie and keeps interrupting it to say what they think will happen next. This may be annoying, but it shows that the person is demonstrating a higher level of thinking versus passively reading or watching and absorbing everything without questioning or thinking about it. So again, guys, today we're talking about making predictions. Making predictions is something that you guys do every day, and I'm quite sure that you don't even realize that you're doing it for the most part. So again, we're going to go through this PowerPoint slide about making prediction and what it entails. So you want to start taking notes here. You also may want to go back and look at the beginning part of this video, as there may be some pertinent information that you guys can use in your notes. Making predictions. It's basically thinking about what might happen. It's called, again, when making predictions, you want to make sure that you use the information from the story. You want to use what you already know to put the information together. And then you want to ask yourself if your prediction makes any sense. So if you're using your prior knowledge, activating that prior knowledge, and you put that information together and it still doesn't make sense, you then want to go back and reevaluate the information that you have to make sure that it aligns and your prediction aligns with the information that you have. So we're going to do an example. Let's try it. It said the weather forecast is for rain. So there are two sentences below. So I want you guys to tell me which sentence best tells you what will happen next. Either you're going to choose Winston will take an umbrella to school, or Winston will leave his umbrella at home. Again, you're just using the information provided to help you make a prediction. You can write this information down on your notes page to help you come up with the prediction. All right, sometimes when we might struggle to understand because one, we might not be able to predict what the selection might be about, or we don't think about what we already know about a topic. Three, we don't form images as we read. We often just open a book, look at words, and begin turning pages. There are not a lot of times where people actually just sit and look at information that is presented, analyze it, study it, understand it, make predictions. A lot of times, if you could just go through, look at the first couple of pages and read them, it'll help you get a better understanding of what it is you're about to read, and you can make predictions to help you understand that information and see if in the end if your predictions were true. All right, Kevin's book. Kevin read a book he liked a lot. He was sorry when the story ended. He thought the author had done a great job. The next day, Kevin took the book back to the library. So, we want to know, what are the facts? What did Kevin think about the book? That information you could gather, you can guess from that little short passage up top. How did Kevin feel when he finished the book? That's something that you should be able to tell from that passage as well. And what did Kevin think about the author? I want you to also answer these questions in your notes. This All this information is just predicting what you think, how you think Kevin feels, how he feels about the book. Again, all of this comes into play when you're making predictions. So this is a good way to make sure that you understand what's going on, and make sure that you're making predictions in it as correct a way as possible. All right, making predictions. We want to make a prediction about Kevin's book. What author might Kevin look for when he borrows another book? Answer that question. Once you answer that question, I want you to answer, why do you think so? Why do you think that Kevin might look for or I'm sorry, what author do you think Kevin might look for if he goes to the library to get another book? All right, read and make your predictions. On the way to school, Ryan hit a big bump and fell off his bike. After he fell, he stood up and saw that he had skinned his knee. When he got to school, his pants were ripped. What do you think he will do? Again, you're making predictions. You want to make a prediction about what you think Kevin will do after this incident happened. I need you to record your answers on your note page. One possible answer could be that Brian would probably call home and ask someone to bring him a different pair of pants. That could be a possible answer, but just remember that this doesn't necessarily have to be the only correct answer. There could be several, but this is just one. All right, read and predict. When Brandon and Dion were camping, they decided to go fishing. While they were fishing, they caught 12 fish. When it was time to go back to the campsite, they put all the fish in a bucket. What do you think they would do with the fish and why? Read that statement, answer the question on your notes page. One possible answer is, I predict that Brandon and Dion will take the fish out of the bucket when they get back to the campsite. Then they will cook the fish and eat it. That's one possible answer that you can come up with. Remember, guys, I want you to come up with your own possible answer. I would prefer that you not have the same answers that show up on the slide. Again, I am going to take this information up and analyze it and look over it just to see how well you did when it comes to making predictions. All right, I want you to read carefully. It said 2 football teams were tied. The quarterback threw the ball down the field. The running back caught the ball and took off running. The crowd cheered wildly as the football players ran toward the goal. Make 2 different predictions that could happen next and explain why. I need you to make 2 different predictions about what could happen next and just explain your answers or your predictions. So again, you won't necessarily see an answer on this next slide because again, I want these to be your own unique answers or predictions. So make sure you record your information on that notes page. Remember what you have learned. So let's try some more. There are going to be a few more that actually come up on the screen. I will read them and you guys record your answers on the notes page. What am I? I come from trees. I come in different colors. You can fold me. You can put me in the trash when you are finished with me. I can be crumpled. I watch you eat. What am I? Again, you want to make your predictions based off the information on the screen about what this is. All right, next, what am I? I can make you neat. Sometimes my teeth need cleaning. Sometimes you can part with me. I can be kept in a purse or a pocket. What is this item? Remember, sometimes you will need to find new clues as you read. This means you are being an active reader and a good detective. Think about the new clues and what you already know. Then you make new predictions. When making predictions, I just need you guys to understand that anytime you're making predictions, it will help you to comprehend the material that's being read, whether it's from an informational text or a novel. It would also help you predict what will happen next in that story. Um, and finally, it will help you understand the structure or layout, noting the importance of reading subtitles, headings, footnotes, and words in bold or italics. Again, guys, making predictions is something that you do every day, even without knowing it. And I just need you guys to really understand what it means to make predictions, and how important it can be in your understanding of the information that is being read.